right
Yeah,
to the stop button.
this one.
Yeah, this one.
This is to restart the
Okay,
kernel.
restart. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, so here see, let's try to see, okay, which column is having the most important column in this, the entire test. So I'll use sklearn here, shift and enter. Okay, now it started executing, see, it's started executing. So extra tree regressor, okay, so that means it's showing now. Now let's try to convert this one in terms of the graphical representation, okay. So here what I will do, let me try to print, one second. Okay, so let me try to print the values, the extra tree regressor values for individual tables. Okay, so print. So I'll use print selection. Selection is my variable here. Selection. Okay, so selection dot feature importance. Okay, so there is a method called feature importance. Okay, so we can use feature importance. Okay, so display the values in numerical values of the individual table here. Shift and enter it. So here feature importance selection dot, yeah, selection dot feature importance, yes. Okay, so it should be yes here. Okay, so enter it. So now you can see, can you see participants? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have a look. Okay, so these are the values. Okay, so the values of the individual table that, okay, it is represented, but it is very difficult for us to predict, you know, so which table is going to involve, okay, which is the most important table in this, the entire the data set. Okay, so now let's try to convert this one into graphical presentation. So let's try to have the graphs now. So plt, okay, dot plt dot figure. Let's try to configure first at x and y axis. Okay, f size, let's try to give the size for the figure size. Okay, figure size equals to, okay, let me have 8. Okay, 12,8. Next is feet, okay, feet importance, feet importance, okay, feet importance, feet importance equals to PD, okay, PD series. So I'm going to have the bar chart here. Okay, so series, series selection, selection is my variable, selection dot feature importance. Okay, feature importance, feature importance, feature importance, okay, comma index, feature importance comma index equals to, let's say x, I'll keep all the data x column. Okay, so index be x, yeah, I'm going to have index axis, okay, index columns. I'm going to have the columns for my dependent independent variable. Okay, so columns, okay, columns in the same way. Let's try to call the type of the graph here, feet underscore importance. Okay, feet underscore importance, feet underscore feet underscore importance, importance, this should be importance, feet underscore importance in large. Okay, so in largest, okay, so in largest, let's say, let's have 20 maximum. Okay, in largest to 20 points I'll have on my x-axis. Okay, next p dot plot, p dot plot, kind bar graph. Okay, so type of my graph should be, let's say, let's have a bar graph. Okay, BR C BRH bar graph. Okay, so next PLT show, PLT show. Okay, PLT show. Next, enter it. Enter, shift and enter it. Okay, can you see this? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me which table is having the more scope, more importance in this as far as this data set is concerned? Uzma ma'am? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Which is the more important table in this data set? Srinivas sir.
So Jet Airways
No,
probably.
no.
Jet
Have a look on
Airways.
this. By looking into the bar graph itself, I can see, right? So total stop is there, no? So this total stop is deciding our the prices. Hope you are clear.
Okay, okay. The number of stops. Okay, okay.
The
The
number of
number.
stops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When the number of stops are increasing, the prices of those flights no are also increasing. Okay. When the number of stops are less, that means the prices. Okay, it is going to affect the prices. Maybe the if it is a non-stop, that means it is going to have a very less price. Okay. So when the number of stops are increasing, so the price of the flight ticket also increasing here. Understood? So now we got the brief idea. Understood? So which are the columns which is going to involve? Okay, so can involve while predicting the prices. Okay, total stop is there. Airline, Jet Airways, journey day. Okay, journey day is also factors a lot, because journey day, let's say festivals are coming means. Okay, so obviously the fare prices of the flight tickets are increasing, right? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
in the same way, duration, hours. Okay, hours of duration, hours is also, okay, one of the major column I can say. Okay, business class. Next to the type of the class, economic class, business class. Okay, so based upon, so our model, even this model also going to predict the prices based upon these columns, these values, most of the time. It obviously it is going to add other features also, but most of the time, okay, try to fetch the data which is in these columns. Okay, hope you are clear with this. Now let's try to design the model.
So can I see the upper section for a minute? The coding part.
Have a look. I'll share this code, don't worry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Taken?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What is the kind BRAH?
BR is, this is for the bar graph.
Bar graph. Okay, okay.
Yeah, type of the graph I'm going to. These are the size. Okay, so size of the background I would say. Okay,
Yes, sir.
20. Fine. Usma ma'am, any doubt?
No, sir, not. No.
Okay. So next is, let's try to fit the model now. Okay, so to fit the model, I'll use random forest first. Okay, so as far as random forest is concerned, what I'm going to do here is, first is I'll split the data set, train and I'll try to split the data set in train and testing data set. I'll try to split. Next, I'll perform scaling of the data. Okay, scaling of the data. Next, we'll try to import the model. Okay, next, if we try to fit the model, and we try to predict. Okay, with respect to the tested data, whatever I have. Okay, so to do that one, this very important stage. Okay, just focus. sklearn, I'll have from sklearn. Okay, from sklearn dot, there is an option called model of model selection. Okay, so generally we follow the same standard format whenever we are deploying random forest algorithm. Okay, so next is, let's try to split the data first. Train underscore, okay, train underscore test underscore split. So this is the format of splitting the data in terms of training and testing. Okay, so next is first x underscore, what is that? X underscore train, x underscore train I'll have. Next, in the same way, I should have x underscore test. Okay, so the flow should be same, otherwise it will give an error. Okay, so first x value train you take, next you take the test value. In the same way, so I have to perform even for y value, that is first is called y train, next y of test. Correct, Srinivas sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so is the flow is correct, right? Okay, so I've taken train, test. So next is train test split. Call that yeah, train test split. Next, call your file name. Okay, so where your exactly data is stored. Now, right now our data is in X and Y. Okay, I'll call those variable X and Y. Test site should be, that means I'll try to have 20% for my testing purpose. Okay, so 20%, that means I'm going to use 80% of the data for my training purpose. Okay, so let's say test size. So test size, I'll give 20%. 20% I can give 0.2. Okay, 0.2. So next, random state, random underscore state, random underscore state equals to, let's have 45. Okay, so next is hit and run this. Let's see whether this will execute. Yeah, it got executed. That means I have completely divided my entire data set into two parts now. Okay, so right now the whatever the data is in X and Y, it is divided in these further three subparts: X train, X test, X train, Y train, and Y test. Okay, so let's try to design the model. So to design the model from sklearn, so again I'll try to import some of the libraries here. Okay, so sklearn en assemble. Okay, assemble import random forest regressor. So I'll use this algorithm, random forest regressor. Yeah, random forest regressor algorithm I'll use. Okay, so here first let's try to have R2 score, RF. Okay, so RF equal to, I'm just creating one variable. Okay, just to call that random forest algorithm. Okay, so next, let's try to give the values now. Okay, so let's try to give the training values for my the model or the random forest algorithm now. So to give value, what I will do, reg rf, where my, okay, the algorithms where I'm going to use, okay, fit of x train, give x training values, you give x of train. Okay, x of train. Next, y of train values you give. Okay, y of train values you give. So next is hit and shift and run. It started executing. Yes, that means the random forest regressor, okay, the algorithm, it has taken the values now. Okay, so now next is let's try to test this. Okay, so to test what I will do, let's try to, testing is nothing but we are going to predict now. Y of predict, I'll create one variable called y of predict. Y of predict is equal to regression of RF dot predict. So there is a method called predict. Okay, predict. Okay, so now next to give the test values now. X of test I'll give. Okay, in the same way. Okay, I have to give it for y also. Y of predict. Okay, so it's executed in the same way. Okay, so I have to give x and y values. Okay, so let's try to check the score now. That means the predicted value, how much amount of this model, okay, it is going to predict as by using random forest algorithm. So to check the score, so I'll use the method called score. Okay, so I'll call regression underscore RF. Okay, regression underscore RF dot score. Okay, so now to check the score, okay, call your training values now. X of, let's see, x of underscore train. Okay, so which is nothing but my independent data. Next again you call dependent data. Okay, so y of train here, y of train. Now see and shift and enter it. Let's see how much accuracy it is giving. Can you see, participants? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
90%.
Model 95%. This model, it is giving the accuracy of 95.36%. Okay, so this is the model. Let's see. I need to hypertune this one. So I cannot fix my model with the 95.36%. Let's see whether it is there any possibility where I can increase, okay, the accuracy of this one, because the moment right now I'll be happy. Suppose let's say I'm a data scientist and I got 95% of accuracy, I'll be happy. When you are deploying that one, there may be a chances of overfitting problem. Understood? So maybe if the new features are coming up, means the model will not work fine. Okay, so there may be a leakage of the data. Okay, so next in the same way, let's try to, this is as far as training data is concerned. In training data, okay, so training data is giving this much of accuracy. Let's try to see testing data, how much testing data is giving. Understood? So which is very important here, because testing data is the real data what we are going to use. Okay, so that is the accurate, I can say, accurate, the efficiency what we are getting it. Okay, so same thing, I'll perform the same thing here. I'll copy the same code, next paste it over here. Instead of giving x of train, so I'll give x of test, x of test, as well as here also y of train. Instead of giving y of training data, I'll try to give y of testing data. Shift and enter it. Let's see how much. Can you see this one? Hello.
Yes, sir.
How much we are getting?
79.6.
79.7. It's almost 80%. That means my model is 80%, only 80% accurate. Now you tell me whether it is feasible to deploy this one in real time.
No, sir. As time passes, the accuracy will go on decreasing.
Go on decreasing. So that means I need to hypertune this one. Okay. So hope you are understanding. I need to hypertune this one. Okay. So somewhere, something I have to do. Normalization technique I have to do. Okay. So that I can increase the model. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Let's see. We'll try to hypertune this data. Okay. But before that one, let's try to see in the graph how that accuracy we are getting. SNS, I'll use SNS. Okay, display. Okay, display. Y test, y of test. Okay, so y of test. The same way, y of test. So I can represent like this: y of, it's an hyphen, y of predict, y of predict. So I can convert, or I can see the predicted data using graphical representation also. Okay, y of predict. Okay, so shift and enter it. So it gives me there's something wrong here. SNS dot display distance plot. Sorry, distance plot. Okay, I'm going to have distance plot here. Distance plot, display distance plot, y of test, y of predict here. Okay, so shift and enter it. So can you see this one? Hello. Yeah, prices
Yes.
here. Yeah, 60. It's showing like 59 something. Let's see. Okay, this is for the other one. That y testing data is. I have taken only the testing data here. So it's what, as far as y prices of the testing data is concerned. Okay, it's showing around less than 60%, maybe around 58% it shows. Okay, let's see. Okay, so next in the same way, what I will do, yeah, let's try to check the error rate. Okay, so the error rate, obviously when you are getting 80% data, I mean 80% of the accuracy, so obviously that data contains the error. Okay, so let's try to see the how much error present in that the clean data. There are three types here. Okay, generally we use to calculate the error. One is called mean absolute error. Next we have mean square error. Okay, so next is root mean square error. Okay, let's try to see all the three. Okay, let's start with the mean absolute error. So let me call print. Let's try to see. Okay, so how much of the mean absolute error I'm going to get here? MAE, right? MAE, it stands for mean absolute error. Okay, so next is matrix. Let's have matrix, matrix of mean. So mean underscore. Okay, absolute, you're right. Absolute error. Absolute error. Okay, so I'll have both my test and predicted value. Okay, so test y of test comma the predicted value y of predicted value. Okay, already I have the data y of predicted value, which is having around 60 around how much it is 79. Yeah, is having around 95%. Okay, so y of predicted value is having around 95%. Let's see. Okay, so how much error present in this one as far as absolute error is concerned. Okay, so let's see how much it displays. Enter and shift and enter. Matrix is not defined. Why? Yeah, so I need to define matrix here. One second. Insert cell above. I have to insert one cell. 1 second, participants. So I have to define the matrix from sklearn. From sklearn, import matrix. Okay, import matrix. So shift and enter. Again, let me try to run this one. Let's see what mean absolute error I'm going to get. No, matrix. Sklearn import matrix. Matrix. MATRICS. Any type of mistake here? Mean absolute underscore error y of test y of predicted any error here, participant? Just see.
No, sir. No typos.
me print of matrix. Okay, from sklearn import matrix. Let me run this again. What is that error? Y of predict. This should be underscore. Okay, y of predict underscore. So shift and enter it. Can you see this? Okay, so it gives around 1176. So this is a square. Okay, absolute error it is showing. Okay, so if you take the mean square, take the square root of this one. Okay, so it gives then the percentage of the error which present here. In the same way, let's try to have that one mean square error. Okay, just copy this one. Let me copy this one, paste it over here. Oh, 1 second. Copy this, paste here. Okay, so here, so let's try to have mean square error now. Mean square error. So here it gives mean square error. Matrix mean squared error. Okay, this should be mean squared error. Mean squared error. Mean squared error. Mean squared error. Y test, Y predicted. Okay. So the same way, let me try to have the other one, root mean square error. Okay. So root mean square error, RMCE. Okay. So RMCE. So mean squared error. Mean squared error. Once again, participants. Yeah, here to get the RMSE, so called panda here, square, take the square root of this one, NP SQRT, okay, SQRT of this matrix. So end this one. Okay, so end this one. So next run this, shift and run it. So can you see this one? Hello. So this is the values generally
Yes,
we
sir.
get. Yeah, that means not able to predict this values, but it displays that it indicates that okay, so obviously some amount of the errors are there. Okay, so we can use ACF also. So if you are able to convert that one into ACF, it gives the accurate how many amount of percentage of the error present in this data. Okay, but from this I can predict. I can predict even if I deploy this one with 79% or 80% of the accuracy. Obviously, I'm going to face overfitting problem. Okay, in future, maybe not in present, maybe after some time, definitely I'm going to face overfitting the problem here. Understood? So next, obviously I need to hypertune this one. Okay. So hypertune, I have to do the hypertuning here. Okay, let's try to do the hypertuning method here. But before that one, let's try to see R2 score. There is another technique of in random forest algorithm to calculate the efficiency called what is that? R2 score. Okay, so here, but before that one, okay, let's try to. I'm not satisfied from these values. Okay, so let's try to convert it into percentage wise. Okay, so what I will do to convert it into percentage wise, let me copy this. Okay, let me copy this, paste it over here. Okay, paste it over here, divide by maximum value of y. Okay, so let's say, okay, maximum and my minimum value I'll take. So that is going to be the average here, or else you can take mean also, mean of y. Okay, so max of y minus mean of y, mean of y I'll have. Okay, so max of y and mean of y. Let's see how much amount of error it's giving. Can you see this one, participants? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Divide with this one, 2.6% of error, right? Hello?
Yes,
So
sir.
max minus min.
Yeah, that means the y value is there, no? The price value is there, no? Y.
Okay.
Okay, so that in generally what we do, we try to take the median or mean value we take, right?
Yes, sir.
But problem with the mean value is, okay, so if you are deploying the model, okay, if you are deploying the model, okay, with the mean value, okay, because of the mean value, there may be a chances, okay, of overfitting the problem. Okay, there may be a chances of overfitting the model. So that's the reason generally what I do. So instead of taking mean, median, okay, so mode, the best option is taking the maximum value and the minimum value. You take the maximum value, subtract with that with the minimum value. Understanding? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is kind of a mode only. Understood? So generally I used to do like this. So as per my data is concerned, around 2.6% of data contains error here. Okay, so 2.6 or 2.7% of the data contains error out of 95%. 2.6, 2.7% of 95% you can say here. Okay, so we need to do hypertuning. Okay, so but before that one, let's try to, there is another technique in random forest called R2 score. Okay, let's try to see how much accuracy the R2 score is giving. Okay, so matrix, I'll use matrix matrix dot R2 score. Okay, R2 score, y of test. I'll use the same thing here, y of test. Okay. It's an interview question, remember, Srinivas sir. Okay,
Yes.
HR will ask, median, if you are taking median, it is going to affect. So you have to calculate, you have to take the sum, then you have to calculate the total number of the data, then you have to divide. When you have a huge amount of data, let's say 100 terabyte of data you have. So in that case, mean itself will take a lot of time. So what is the solution? So the solution is obviously to select maximum value and the minimum value. Okay, divide by 2 then. Understood? It's pretty straightforward. That option generally we use. Okay, so or else you can, if you have less amount of data, then you can take the mean. Mean is not a right solution, what I feel. Okay, suppose you take time series data. Time series data are dependent. One data is dependent on other data. If you're taking the mean, it's not a right solution when you are clearing the data. Okay, let's try to have the R2 score now. Y of test, y of predict here. So next is shift and enter it. Let's see how much it is showing. It is also same, right? Have a look. Hello, hello participants.
Yes, sir.
It is also almost 80%. If you
Yes.
compare 79.73, this is also 79.73. There is no much difference. Same thing, same values we are getting. Let's try to hypertune this. Okay, so to hypertune, what I will do, there is a technique called randomized search. Okay, so randomized search and grid search technique I'm going to use here. So let's dive into directly. I'll take that one. sklearn from sklearn. Okay, sklearn dot model, sklearn model underscore selection import randomized search CV. Okay, so I'll use this one, randomized search CV. Next, shift and enter it. Let's try to use this one for our hypertuning. Randomized search CV. First, number of trees in random forest. Let's see n of estimator. Okay, estimators. Let's see how we did in CNN. Same thing I'm going to do using the random forest here. Estimator. Let's say int of x 4. Okay, so I'm going to set the epochs here. Int of x 4 4x. Okay, 4x in np linear. Okay, so np line space, np line space. So I'm going to have some epochs here. So it is going to take n number of time it is going to, okay, so execute our data. So let's say I want to start with 100. Okay, so I want to start with 100. I want to stop with 1200. Okay, 1200 number of times. Let's say number equals to 12. Okay, number equals to 12. Next, number of features to consider at every split. So let's say I want to consider number of features. How many number of features I want to consider? Say max feature. I'll have max of feature. Okay, max features. Let's say max features equals to auto. Let's say auto and square root. Okay, square root, sqrt, square root. Next, maximum levels in trees. Okay, so let's have maximum levels in trees. So as far as maximum levels in trees, let's say max of depth. Okay, max of depth equal to int of x. Next is 4 x in np line space. Okay, np line space. Let's say 5 maximum 30. Okay, 30. Okay, and number, let's say number equals to say 6. Number equals to 6 here. Okay, so in the same way, let's try to have our minimum number of samples required to split the node. Okay, so minimum number of samples which are required to split the nodes. Minimum samples underscore split. Let's say minimum sample I'll have 2 5 1 second. Okay, let me finish this code. 2 5 10 15 100. Okay, so in the same way, minimum number of samples required at each leaf node. Okay, so minimum samples underscore leaf equals to, let's say I want 1 2 5 okay, 5 next to 10. Okay, next to 10. Let's see. Okay, I'm able to perform overfitting or not. Okay, so next is let me try to run this. Okay, let's see whether it is going to run or not. To run this, just hit shift and enter. Let me check. No, there is some mistake here. What is that mistake? numpy has no attribute line space np. Okay, so that means numpy model numpy estimator int of np. What was that? np, right? Hello, participants, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That means I have to add here. Okay, import. Okay, import numpy as np. Okay, now run this one. Now let's try to run this. No, np line space, there is something wrong here. Line space, line lins li, this should be lines, huh? No, this should be lin. Oh my god, so typo mistake. Okay, this should be lin, line space. Sorry, again let me run this one. Yeah, it got executed again. Okay, so I have to set the epochs now. Let's try to set the epochs. Okay, so to set the epochs, I need I'll use random glide techniques. I'll call one variable called random glide equals to let us try to have estimators. Let's say n underscore estimators. Okay, and s underscore estimators. Say here, as far as n estimators, okay, n estimators, comma, let us try to have one more, maximum features. Okay, max features equals to max features equals to, okay, max features equals to max features. Okay, so in the same way, okay, depth, maximum depth, okay, maximum depth equal to max depth, okay, max depth. Next is minimum sample split, minimum, I think like this, yeah, minimum sample split, minimum samples split, okay, sample split equals to, yeah, comma, minimum samples split, minimum sample split. Next is same way, minimum sample leaf. So whatever I have called here, so I'm just going to display this one, okay, during my hypertuning time. Okay, so minimum samples, okay, minimum samples leaf, okay, minimum samples leaf equal to minimum samples underscore leaf, okay, underscore leaf. Let me run this. It got executed. Okay, so next is a random search for parameters. RF random, I'll have RF, I'll create one more RF random equals to randomized search. Okay, call that one for the parameter tunings. Okay, so let's say estimator equals to, let's say estimator equals to, okay, reg rs underscore rf, next param, okay, parameter, okay, equals to distributions random grid, random grid. Next SC, yeah, yes, scoring equals to, say, scoring equals to, yeah, mean squared error. I'll have negative mean squared error, negative mean squared error. Hold on, participants. Negative mean squared error. Okay, negative mean squared error here. Next is, okay, so next is n of iteration. So how many iterations I want? Let's say 10. Let's say 10. Next is CV. Okay, CV equals to 5. CV equals to 5. Verbose, let's say verbose I want, let's say 2. Verbose equals to 2. Next, random state, yeah, random states. Let us try to have the random state be 42. So I'm going to have 42 iterations here. Okay, and jobs 1, only one jobs, n of jobs equals to 1. Let me run this one. Let's see. Okay, so this is how we perform hyperparameter. Let me shift here. Can you see this, participants? Hello? 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 Hello?
Yes, sir.
One second.
Yes,
Let me find out that what is the error we was facing. Okay, so now it started hyper tuning. So that means it's trying to get the maximum accuracy. Since we have 79%, let's see. Okay, so after performing hyper tuning, this is just like what we did verbose now in CNN network around. Okay, we train the model. Okay, in the same way in random forest we are using this format. Okay, so we will be using random CV search technique, okay, for hyper tuning parameter. This will take little time, okay, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so it has to execute. Okay, so several times. Next, okay, it gives some accuracy. Let's see, that can be finalized. We can finalize after hyper tuning, after performing hyper tuning parameter, we can finalize. Okay, so more than that we cannot do, or we cannot extend. Okay, hyper tuning, after performing hyper tuning technique. Maximum depth to 15. This takes time. This takes a lot of time, you know. So since I have given around 42, I guess. Okay, hold on. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಹೌದು, ನಿನ್ನೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲ 7:30 ಆಗಿದೆ. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This takes time. Huh?
Okay, sir.
No problem. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
we'll do one thing. Shall we continue tomorrow?
Yes, sir. No
This
problem.
takes time. A lot of time it takes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
We'll continue very quickly. I'll try to finish both how to design app.py file for the deployment of the model, and I'll try to, I want to rectify that problem, what the error we was finding. So very quickly, I'll try to finish this one. Okay, so in
Okay, sir.
tomorrow's session, fine? Same time, 2
Okay.
o'clock.
Okay, sir.
Shall we wind up, Uzma ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.